Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy. The ANC has gathered leaders throughout the 9 provinces to come and sit with the NEC to make a list of the people they want to put on the official list that they're going to send to the IEC. It is very interesting to see whose name they are going to have there. Now, the ANC is interviewing 284 candidates on that list. They are screening them, they are interviewing them, they are checking them for integrity. It is with bated breath that we are waiting to see who is going to be on that list, considering the Zondo Commission, the step aside policy, and all of that. But before we go into this video, let's listen first to what the Secretary General of the ANC has to say about this whole process.
Today is the special meeting of the ANC dubbed the National Executive Committee Extended. It is extended to the provinces, it is extended to the leagues, it is extended to the alliance. We have also invited especially the Umkhonto weSizwe. We have invited the MDM, which is COSAS and SASCO representatives, where we also invited Contralesa. The list process of the ANC has been a rigorous process, starting with the provinces, starting with from the ground and the provinces, culminating into provincial extended meetings where the lists were finalized. And then now we are at the National List Conference. So the National List Conference will finalize the list. We have briefed the media through the Electoral Commission, which was established to oversee this process, led by Comrade Kgalema Motlanthe. We have guidelines that guide us in terms of the list process, very elaborate guidelines and rigorous in a way, looking at each and every candidate, and then each candidate undergoing a process of interviews, starting with the president of the ANC, who's in the list. He had an interview for 2 hours on policies and everything else. The process of the list also involved a screening and vetting, looking at criminal records and all of that. The process of the list as well include, like I said, the interviews in terms of engagement individually with each candidate. About 284 candidates were actually interviewed through this process. So it's been a very, very, very rigorous process which come from the branches through the election of people and so on. So we are here today. So today we'll get the reports from the list committee. Out of all that process, that will look at screening, look at integrity issues, look at the question of performance, because in all of this we need continuity. So in terms of continuity, we look at performance of those who were given an opportunity, of which 50% of those must be retained in the list so that there is continuity. We don't then start from the scratch. So we will get the report here today, and then it will be finalized, and we should be ready before Friday to file our list. And after that, we should be able to answer your questions about our list. I've seen people making comments in the media, and some speaking on behalf of the Integrity Commission, and some speaking on behalf of the Electoral Commission. We will have a press conference when all is sorted and done, with the Electoral Commission and the Secretary General. A press conference will be convened to brief on the ANC list. Of course, it takes into consideration all elements in terms of the principles that make up the African National Congress and the South African populace. We look at the national question, geographical spread, we look at qualifications, we look at continuity and all of that. So those are the things that the list look at, and as we come here to finalize, these are some of the things that we'll be finalizing. So wait for us till we speak for ourselves. So anyone who says the list of the ANC represent this and represent that, that's not the ANC speaking. The ANC will speak for itself. Those are faceless sources. Um, Anyone can make their comment and make their wish and speak as a faceless source, but the ANC will speak for itself. We will submit our list. We hope before Friday, we should be ready to submit our list. And once that is done, we will give you a feedback from this meeting. Of course, this
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, King053, Mr. Easy, Imali, Eneng, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, well, we go to the ANC where they are trying to formulate a national list of candidates that they're going to send to the IEC. These are potentially the people that are going to be in parliament. Now, like I said, the list has got 284 people that they need to interview. Well, it's going to be crazy because the current ANC parliament seats are sitting at 230. So that 284, about more than 54 people's hearts are going to be broken. They're going to be on the list, they're going to be interviewed, but they're not going to make the final cut. It is interesting that the integrity committee of the ANC is overseeing everything. They are making sure that every name that is going to be submitted and it's going to be made public on Friday, hopefully, that they don't have to answer too many questions as to why is it that you have elected this person and not that person. It's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to do this. Well, they say everyone has to go through the interview, through the integrity committee and sit down there and be grilled. Well, listen to this. The lowest requirement to go into parliament, according to the ANC, is a matric. Well, we know you can go to parliament without a matric, but this is the standard that the ANC has set for themselves. So many leaders are going to have a problem with that because some of the natural born leaders don't really have matric. So it's going to be interesting to see how the ANC is going to navigate through this process of matric. And that will not be their biggest headache. Their biggest headache is some of the comrades that have been flagged on the Zondo Commission. What are they going to do with those names? The media is waiting to see what the ANC is going to do. Is there going to be integrity in that national list? Well, I doubt there will be. Because remember, the step aside rule was meant to deal with a certain faction of the ANC, the RET, if we can say that. So, since well, they have finished with that RET faction, only a few people are left of that faction actually. But the problem is now it's overlapping into the CRC camp, CR7 camp. Now the CR17 camp is also suffering because some of their members have been flagged. Some of their loyal members to the president have been flagged and have standing cases against them. Now the ANC will obviously try to dribble around this and say, no, we are looking at the nature of the case. We are looking on how that case can affect the ANC, how it's affecting the work and the integrity of the ANC, and all of that. But when it comes to Ace Mahashula and the likes, there was no waiting. Still till today, Ace has not been found guilty of any crime in front of any court of law. But because they wanted to deal with him, they made sure that they fired that man. Well, you remember that he tried to fire the president the night before he got removed by the SG. So I'm waiting to see what is going to happen there. I'm very interested to see if we're going to get a new faction from that list, because the NEC is going to look at that list, modernize that list, transform that list, and make sure that it reflects, the demographics, it reflects gender and all of that. And obviously, like you heard, there's some people that will not be on that list, like Pravin and Una Lady Pando. Pravin is a person that does not have ground forces. Nobody follows Pravin from the ground. From which province is Pravin well known and has a stronghold in? None. But they're going to keep him regardless, because that's the man that protects white monopoly capitalists. They're going to keep him there. And they are now mixing his name with Naledi Pandor also, who's doing an exceptional work on the international scene. But now they are mixing the two to say, no, if we put Pravin in, let's put Naledi also in there. It's things like this that, that makes me question the integrity of the ANC. They will say, no, you are not on the list, but for the sake of continuity, we're going to make sure that we put Pravin back there. And then he's going to sit there and make sure that he protects the minds and he makes sure that the state-owned companies continue to decay so that they can be privatized. That is the mission of Pravin sitting in those spots. So for me, I'm just waiting for that list. I'm just waiting for that list, because I'm telling you, what I'm predicting is that you're gonna see own goals. You're gonna see own goals. Not that the ANC cares though, but you're going to see own goals. You're going to see people that the ANC's explanation, it's not clear why is it that they are still keeping this person on the list. A lot of own goals that we're going to see. But until Friday, we'll just have to wait. So if you haven't already, you are into politics, you are into Pan-Africanism, you are at the right channel. Make sure that you click, there's a subscribe button, leave a like and leave your thoughts on the comment section and tell me, what do you think about the list? The list is 284 people. They're going to be cut down because ANC is not going to get 230 seats again. I think this will be the first time that the ANC goes below 200 in the parliamentary seats. In fact, I see them in the low 280s. So let's wait and see if that is going to be the case. But until next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute.
Black Heart, the hustle continua. 100% good quality t-shirts, made to inspire your goals and dreams. T-shirts are now available at an affordable price. Place your order now. 068-473-6908. Instagram at Black7576. Facebook page Black Heart.